Once you start playing around with large language models and become serious, you badly feel the need to generate structured data from an LLM output. That is when you realize that getting the structured output is quite hard. That is why tools like this, which you can see on your screen, prob underscore JSONformer, are a blessing. This new tool is a fork of an older tool called as JSONformer, but this tool makes it its religious duty to create a bulletproof JSON from a large language model. The thing is that, as I mentioned, generating structured JSON from language models is a challenging task. The generated JSON must be syntactically correct and it must conform to a schema that specifies the structure of the JSON. So in this video, we will be installing this tool plus a structured schema, and then we will expect the model to return us the proper format. We will also be using an open source model for this purpose. And another point I want to mention is that current approaches to this problem of getting the structured JSON from LLMs is really brittle and error prone, and I have tested quite a lot because other tools, they rely on prompt engineering, fine tuning, and post processing, but they still fail to generate syntactically correct JSON in many cases. JSON former or prob JSON former is a new approach to this problem. In structured data, many tokens are fixed and predictable. So this tool is a wrapper around Hugging Face models that fills in the fixed tokens during the generation process and only delegates the generation of content tokens to the language model. This makes it more efficient and sort of bulletproof than existing approaches. Right now, it only works with the JSON output, but I believe that in the future this might support more. Also, this new prob JSONformer deals with KL div loss, which is a KL divergence between the true distribution and the generated distribution. And the lower it is, the better, because that indicates a faithful sampling of the distribution. Okay, so that is done. Let me take you to my local system where we will be getting it installed and then we will play around with it. Before that, the VM which I'm going to use and the GPU which I'm going to use, both are very generously sponsored by our friends at Massed Compute. If you're looking to rent a GPU on affordable prices, then they are the best in the business at the moment. I will drop the link to them and a coupon code which you can use to get 50% discount if you rent a GPU through that. So please, if you're looking to do that, do it, as it really helpful. Okay, let me take you back to my local system where, as I said, that I'm using this 1222.04 and Maxed Compute sponsored GPU, which is NVIDIA RTX A6000 with 48 GB of VRAM. Yeah, that is how generous they are. Let me clear the screen. Another thing I would highly suggest is this Anaconda, which I already have. Let me create an environment with it, which I am just calling JSONformer. And that is going to keep everything separate from our local installation. Press Y, press enter, and then that is created. Let's activate that environment, and you can see in parentheses. Let me clear the screen. Now next step, let's git clone that repo, and I will drop the link in video's description, so don't worry about that. And the installation is very simple. All you need to do is to just use pip command to install that GitHub repo. So let's wait for it to get finished. Shouldn't take too long. It's very quick, as you see. Let's also install transformer, accelerate, and also I would suggest we install torch. So let's wait for this one to finish. And now everything is installed. Let me clear the screen. And now let me fire up my Python interpreter and we will start importing the libraries which we have just installed, which is JSONformer and also the transformer ones. Now let's specify the model which we are going to use for this purpose. I'm just going to go with the Dolly V2 3 billion parameter model, and then now let's download the model with the tokenizer by using this command, and you can see that now it has started downloading the bin file. So let's wait for it to finish, and the model is just under 6 gig, so not that huge. It don't take too long. Model is loaded now, and now let's get our tokenizer. Tokenizer is also done. As I mentioned earlier, what we are looking to do it, we will be giving this model a JSON schema, and then we will expect the model to generate the output as per that schema. So this is the JSON schema. So here we are defining an object with some of the properties like age probes, the type, what should be the value, that value for this p enum or for age prob should be between 10 to 20, and then HW main and lot of other parameter. You can of course define your own JSON schema for it. Now let's define a prompt. So for the prompt, I'm just going to give a simple value that generate a young person information based on the following schema, and then let's give it to JSONformer, and this JSONformer will take model, it will take our model prompt, and also it is going to take the temperature and the schema which we have passed. So let me run it, and you see it has very quickly come back. Now let's get the generated data from this JSONformer. Now I'm using this JSONformer on it. In the previous error, I just made a typo, nothing else. I used small j instead of capital J. So you see that it is now running. Let's wait for it to come back, and then we will print this generated data. So the response has returned. Now let's try to print out that generated data here. And there you go. It's a perfect JSON. As you can see that we have this dictionary, then we have this key, and this is a value which is again an array of dictionary, and then it is quite embedded, and it is very well formed JSON. So there you go. You see, if you are looking to have a bulletproof way of generating JSON from the large language model response as per your own schema, then this tool is really good in my opinion. So I will drop the link to it in video's description. And not only this, by the way, there are a few other good features too, like you can um, have a very efficient system by generating only the content token and filling in the fixed token, which you can find away on their GitHub repo. It is quite flexible and extendable too, because it is built on top of Hugging Face transformers, which we also installed, and that is why it makes it really compatible with any model that support Hugging Face. So you saw that I just used that Databricks Dolly model. You could use any model out there. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know what do you think. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, then please share it among your network, as it helps a lot. Thanks for watching.